Have you ever seen a building that looks like a giant iron? Yes, that's the Flatiron Building in New York City, a structure that has stood strong against the odds, towering like a slice of cake, even though it's only 22 floors tall in a city filled with skyscrapers. Despite its relatively modest height, the Flatiron has survived as one of New York's most unique landmarks. The question is, what makes this unusual tower so interesting? And why is it now empty and up for auction? Before we delve into these questions, let's take a moment to explore how the Flatiron has captivated people around the world. The name Flatiron comes from the building's distinctive triangular shape, which resembles an old-fashioned cast iron used for pressing clothes. But the structure is more than just a building. Its unconventional design has attracted photographers, tourists, and filmmakers for decades, making it a popular backdrop in many movies. Have you ever noticed this iconic skyscraper in films? It's been featured not only in Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, but also many other movies where it seamlessly blends into different stories and settings. Its ability to remain both a part of and apart from its surroundings is one of the reasons it's so fascinating. What's even more astonishing is that the Flatiron, which has been wrapped in scaffolding for years, has stood empty. This latest development adds yet another interesting chapter to its long and rich history, sparking a lot of curiosity about what will happen next. People are eager to learn what the future holds for this symbolic structure that has captured the imagination of so many over the years. The Flatiron is one of New York's most famous buildings. Constructed between 1901 and 1902, it measures just 2 feet wide at its narrowest point and about 40 feet wide at its base, giving it the appearance of a ship's bow cutting through the streets. It was designed to be the main office for the George A. Fuller Company, with CEO Harry S. Black hiring an architect, Daniel Burnham, for the job. Construction started in 1901 and progressed rapidly, with the steel framework completed in just 2 months. The structure rose at an impressive rate of 1 floor per week, reaching its full height of 285 feet by June 1902. Due to the busy streets surrounding the site, the Flatiron was one of the first buildings in the city to use a steel frame instead of traditional load-bearing walls. During its construction, workers employed new techniques, such as pneumatic tools, to assemble the steel framework more quickly. This innovation was a significant step forward in the construction of skyscrapers during that period, making them more efficient to build. This choice also allowed the building to rise rapidly, while complying with the city's updated fire safety regulations. More than 3,500 metric tons of steel were produced in Pennsylvania and delivered directly to the construction site, marking a significant achievement in architecture. The middle section of the building is wider than both the top and the bottom, resembling a giant Greek column. At the very top, there's a sharp 25-degree corner that is only 2 feet wide, capturing the interest of architects and passers-by alike. The building's internal layout was equally peculiar, with small irregular office spaces that made it difficult to furnish. The design was intended to allow as much natural light as possible to reach the interior offices. It featured large windows on every side and included light walls to ensure daylight penetrated deep into the building. This was particularly important due to the crowded city environment. However, some critics pointed out the design limited the amount of usable wall space for furniture or decorations. The building also had some quirky features, such as restrooms on alternating floors and a singular staircase for emergencies, which were later addressed during renovations. The exterior of the Flatiron is clad in terracotta and limestone, showcasing a style known as Beaux-Arts, which incorporates elements from French and Italian architectural designs. Engineers had to be creative when it came to navigating the floors. When the building was completed, it became an instant landmark, drawing in visitors and photographers who admired its exceptional design. Despite its fast-paced construction, many were skeptical of the Flatiron's unusual form. Some even worried that the building couldn't withstand strong winds. However, structural engineers Purdy and Henderson created a steel framework strong enough to handle 4 times the expected wind pressure, proving the critics wrong. Over the years, the Flatiron changed hands several times and received modern upgrades, such as electrical elevators and central air conditioning. Today, the building is not just a historical site, but also a symbol of the innovative architecture of the early 20th century. Alice Sparberg Alexio, a journalist and second-generation New Yorker, wrote an entire book about the Flatiron, revealing how its aerodynamic shape posed challenges. The open streets surrounding it created gusty winds, which split the air along the sharp edges of the building, resulting in whimsical breezes below. When the Flatiron Building was finished, not everyone was impressed. It was initially nicknamed Burnham's Folly because critics questioned its practicality. However, over the past 121 years, the building has proven its worth. During the Great Depression, it was sold at auction for only $100,000. Yet, it continued to host various businesses and retailers over the years. In 1966, the building earned formal landmark status, requiring government approval for any renovations or demolitions. It was further honored as a National Historic Landmark in 1989. Despite its quirks, the Flatiron remains a beloved symbol of New York's architectural heritage. After Macmillan Publishers left the building in 2019, it has remained vacant. Renovations were initiated but were interrupted by the COVID-19 pandemic, leading to conflicts between the building's owners and potential tenants. By 2021, the Flatiron became a point of contention among the owners due to the vacancy and the need for significant upgrades estimated at around $100 million. The majority ownership group, led by Jeffrey Gurall of GFP Real Estate, included the Sorgenay Group, Newmark, and ABS Partners, who collectively owned 75% of the property. The remaining 25% was controlled by Nathan Silverstein. Tensions escalated when Silverstein reportedly obstructed reconstruction plans after Macmillan Publishers vacated. This prompted Gurall and his partners to pursue legal action, resulting in a court-ordered partition sale. The New York State Supreme Court ordered the building to be auctioned. The initial auction, held on March 22, 2023, ended in chaos. The bidding started at $50 million, and after just 40 minutes, an unknown bidder, Jacob Garlick, outbid Gurall with an astonishing offer of $190 million. This was surprising as the building's value had declined post-pandemic, and it needed more than $100 million in renovations. However, Garlick failed to make the required $19 million down payment and disappeared, leaving the auction unresolved. On May 23, 2023, the Flatiron was auctioned again, this time under stricter conditions. Jeffrey Gurall's group won the bid with an offer of $161.5 million. After a competitive bidding process, Gurall expressed relief at securing the building without the complications from the previous auction. Following the purchase, Gurall and his partners are considering converting the upper floors into residential apartments while maintaining the lower levels for office use. Gurall noted that the fully converting of the building into residential units could be highly profitable, but he also acknowledged potential tax complications from such a transformation. The successful acquisition has resolved the ongoing disputes with Silverstein, allowing the new owners to move forward with their renovation plans. As of 2024, efforts are focused on reviving this iconic structure while addressing its historical and architectural challenges. What do you think the future holds for the Flatiron Building? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating stories about architectural wonders.